So after reading how many thousands of dollars rodents, mice, squirrels, all of those sorts of creatures can cause getting into these vehicles, some of which have soy-based wires, I decided to rodent-proof my 2022 Subaru Ascent. If you go on the Subaru Ascent owners forum on Facebook, you'll find plenty of people have had rodents in their vehicles destroying it. It's not only Subaru, it's a lot of other vehicles. Some of them have soy-based wires, some of them don't, but some of them just have vulnerabilities where the rodents can get in. The number one vulnerability is getting through this engine compartment area. I'm not sure if that's called the cowling or not, but right in behind here is an opening, an air vent opening that lets air into your air filter. And that's a favorite spot for mice to get into, chew through the air filter, and now they have unrestricted access to your entire vehicle and can wreak all sorts of havoc and destruction. So what we did, we took off this entire piece in the front and we found the opening down in behind there, which was really easy to screw some wire mesh onto. And then we put this piece back, and then behind this wire mesh, there's a bunch of insulation. And the mice and some squirrels have torn that apart, and other owners as well. So we left nothing to chance. We put wire mesh over that as well. So we have 2 layers of protection of wire mesh here. Technically they could get through that foam there, but that's not been a complaint of owners. Now I've got my buddy here, Gord, and Gord's actually done this work for me. Gord, you've done an excellent job here today.
Thanks.
Could you please explain to the folks at home, how did you get this piece off the 2022 Subaru Ascent, and how did you get it back on?
Okay, the first thing I did was take the wipers off completely, and there's a little clip here. It just pops right off pretty easy, and a 14mm socket takes off your 2 wipers. They're both the same, and it's just a little clip, and then snap it back after you put the wipers back. Take the wipers completely off. Then on each side of the windshield there's this little piece of plastic that covers up the hedge of the shroud, and it got a clip underneath, and if you just push it towards the center of the car, I won't take it off, but if you push it towards the center of the car, it will snap off, and then you can move it up and lay it up on the hood out of the way. You don't have to take it all the way out, just take it out far enough that you can put it up on top of the hood. And then this shroud just comes out with these little clips, these little plastic clips all the way along here, and we've had to replace some of them because some of them will be hard to get out and you might break them. So you get a kit online for just a few bucks. Get a kit of these little I don't even know what the proper name for them is, but that's what holds it into place. And then you left that old thing will left right out of the way, and then you need to take out the wiper mechanism, and all you need is a 10mm socket, a couple of screws, and you can lift that out and set that in the engine compartment also. And then do your work with your steel mesh, and then put everything back again. It's very simple. Just take your time so you don't break the clips or break the pieces, and it's pretty straightforward.
And then we tested the windshield wipers afterwards to make sure they worked, but pour some water on your windshield wiper, on your windscreen first, to make sure you're not doing it in dry conditions. You could scratch your windshield. Anything else that we should let the folks know about this project here, Gord? Oh yeah.
Well, just be careful screws when you're putting this screen on air, because this is kind of a fiber insulator air, and if you put the screws too close, you need to stay right out on the edge and just go through the plastic with your little self-tapping screws, because I did one and I caught the fiber, and when you catch the fiber, it tears the fiber apart. So you just be careful with this fiber. And
so these are maybe, what do you say, half-inch screws, half-inch
half-inch self-tapping screw.
And
I can show the...
And they're zinc coated, so
yes,
they're going to be rust resistant, but it may rust over time. This is galvanized metal mesh. I think it's called hardware cloth. It's got about a 1/4 inch opening. The mice cannot get through that. They're not going to chew through that. So let's go around to the back now, Gord, and let them know what we did around the back of the vehicle.
Yes.
So around the back of the vehicle are 2 spots that other owners have reported that the rodents are getting in. So these are vents that allow the air to equalize when you close the door. They allow the air to get pushed out or equalize in the vehicle compartment. I'm not sure what the right term of it is, but we've had other owners indicate that rodents have been getting in here, and then they've been getting into the back and ripping up all the insulation and chewing on things back here. So what Gord did is he took off this back shroud completely, and which gave us access to these vent openings. And Gord has used the same wire mesh or hardware cloth, it's called in some cases, and those self-tapping screws, and blocked that off. And just so that people at home know, Gord, is this your kit that you used?
This is a kit I got online. I forget how much it was, but not very much. This is a kit for taking apart all the different plastic clips, and I also bought a replacement kit which came in handy with all the different fasteners.
And this wasn't very expensive online, right?
No, I think this may be 20 something, this may be 49, 50 or something like that.
So Gord, could you explain to the folks at home, how did you get this back of the vehicle off?
First of all, I want to tell you there's only 2 screws that holds this complete, well, there's more than that holds it, but there's only 2 screws that holds this complete shroud on the back of the vehicle. And they are underneath these little pieces. Here, go in there like that. That's the wrong side, but it's the way. They go in there like so, and you pop them out first. They're just clips. They just pop out. Take your time, use a plastic or something so you don't damage anything. And they pop out both sides. That gives you access to the 2 screws that holds the shroud right here. These 2 screws. Everything else is clips. You need to lie down and take all the clips out of the bottom. Those little plastic pins, that's all's in there. There's 1 up here and 3 or 4 here, and the same thing on the other side, identical. So once they are out, then you just gently pull on this, and these clips all release. It's all clipped there. If you look at the little notches that lock, these are the little notches that lock into the clips. These little clips in there, so that just pops out. You just take your time, and using one of these plastic tools is the best because you're not going to scratch anything. And then the thing just lifts right off. It's incredible. That's all in it. That's incredible.
And we also found these round plastic plugs. We weren't sure what they were for, but we thought that we would cover those up just in case they ever fell out, because that's another rodent entry point.
Yes.
And I think we've covered everything here.
Yeah, and in regard to taking all of this out of the back, this again is all clips. Just be careful as you take it out. It's every piece got these little clips and little plugs in it. And if you just use a little pry and gently, and they'll pop, snap one at a time. Just be careful you don't force it too much and break it. But all of it comes apart just with a few of those plastic tools, just snapping it off, and you snap it all in.
Gord, how long did this entire operation take, do you think?
I'll say about maybe 3 or 4 hours altogether. I stopped a few times. It's hot here today, so we stopped a few times. But 3 or 4 hours maybe for the whole process, maybe 5 hours for the whole process.
And you know, this is something that we've commented numerous times, that it would be nice for Subaru to just look after this for us, or any of the manufacturers, to spend a little bit more time and money to put these screens on for the owners, so we're not at the ravages of these rodents getting into our vehicles. But failing that, folks, here's how you do it yourself. Again, we're not pointing fingers at Subaru, because I guess this is a problem with many vehicles and manufacturers. It's just that I happen to own this and went on the Facebook Ascent owners group and looked at the horror stories of what rodents were doing inside their vehicles. So, Gord, how much time do you think it's going to take to put all this back together now?
Oh, it should take maybe an hour, and it'll be all back together, 1 hour.
That's great. All right. Well, Gord, thanks for helping me make this video today. Okay. And we hope everyone at home really enjoys this video, and it helps you rodent-proof your vehicle, whether it's a Subaru or some other manufacturer.